Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt. Did I make a weird noise at the beginning there? I was in the middle of a thought. All right, so today is testing week, day number 2. You're gonna pick your cardio benchmark, and then at the end of that, you'll have some extra credit for hips and spine if you choose to do that, depending on how much energy and time you have left after you finish that. So pick either short or long, your choice today, and either run or row. And I have rowing as the standard benchmark because that's what we tested 18 weeks ago. We tested the 1K row. We've been doing some row sprints on the interim basis all the way up leading to now, right? So you should have a time in your record of the 1K row. But also if you would like to do a longer, lower intensity cardio benchmark, the 5K is also an option. 5K row is a very challenging workout. 5K run, I would say, is a little bit less, but it completely depends on the person. Some people really like running and hate rowing, and the vice versa is also true. Yes, there are people who love running. They're out there, right? Just so you know. So today, pick either one 600 meter jog or 500 meter row, or somewhere around 3 minutes, and then come back. We're gonna do some floor exercises. So 50 feet each, broad jump on the way down, just jump and land. You don't have to go far, stabilize that landing, try to keep your feet straight. Then Samson lunge, so that is interlacing those fingers and bringing your hands to your chest. Big step and press the palms of your hands to the sky. And then as you step through, pull your hands back. So every rep, you're getting a press overhead and a stretch with it. Then hip cradle on the way down, so that is an external rotation of the leg, making sure you feel that in the glute and not on the outside of your knee. And then we're gonna do our diagonal skater bounce. This is a little bit of lower extremity resilience training, also some balance, right? So I'm thinking jumping forward at a 45-degree angle, landing and sticking that landing on that foot. Land, stick the landing, hold it, stick the landing and hold it. So part of the exercise is that deceleration and stop and freeze. So I want to make sure when we do it, we're not doing a jump, 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 jump. That's a different exercise. For today, we're just working on the land and hold, okay? After you finish those, you're gonna have a little shoulder circuit. So some wall angels, scap pull-ups, and scap push-ups. So on the wall angel, we're just putting our back to the wall, elbows to the wall, rotate the wrists up without letting the back leave the wall, and then reach straight up overhead. Always trying to squeeze your arms towards the wall. When you finish that, scap pull-ups, shrug up, shrug down, shrug up, shrug down. Make sure you don't do that to where you don't squeeze so hard that you feel like pinching or stabbing in your joints. And then the same thing on the scap push-up. So shrug back, shrug forward, right? Again, small movements. Just let them be very short range of motion. They're not meant to be like giant movements. They're just those positioning exercises for the shoulder blade muscle complexes, okay? The last one is calf raise and the invert evert on the feet. So calf raise, toe squeeze, sit back down. Calf raise, toe squeeze, sit back down. Calf raise, toe squeeze. When I squeeze my toes, I'm kind of pulling the toes towards the pad or towards the ball of my foot. And then invert evert is rotating out, rotating in, out and in. And those ones, great if you want to take your shoes off. Sometimes they can get more motion out of your foot without your shoe kind of limiting the ankle range of motion there. All right, after that, we'll pick our benchmark. If you want to do some short, like high, some like a 100-meter sprint on there, just to get your heart rate up a little bit, just to feel some speed on the rower, and then settle back down into your benchmarks. That'd be a good idea to do, just to get the feel of the rower a little bit before you go for it. Alternately, the run, if you want to do the run, then just start at the door and go for it. I feel like the lower extremity prep that we did in the warm-up is sufficient for getting started for that benchmark today, all right? And whatever you do, when you're done, log your time. Try to be consistent in whichever one, like if you choose the 1K row, compare it to your old 1K. If you choose the 5K, compare it to your old 5K. Or if we're doing something you've never done before, just make sure you log it so that in the future, another 18 weeks from now, that you can compare yourself to what you did today, okay? After that, there is some hip and spine extra credit, which is at your discretion if you want to do it. These are all good exercises for building muscle and tone in the glutes, the hamstrings, the hips, and the spine, okay? So weighted hip thrust, you can have your weight. This is a light one, but you can definitely load this up pretty heavy. And I like to put the benches against the wall so that they can't move, and I'm kind of pinning them to the wall, and I'm just knees at 90. I'm sitting with my feet flat and drive my hips straight up and then back down to touch the floor. So my shoulders are kind of up on top of the bench when I do that. You should feel a good burn in the glutes when you get finished with that. Kickstand deadlift, again, heavy weight, lighter reps. Kick that back leg is up, and we're just hinging forward, reaching down, and then squeezing at the top, doing 6 reps on each side. Then weighted calf raises. So if you want to use a plate or the slant board, but have a weight in your hands and squeeze those feet away or squeeze the heels away from the ground when you do that. The fire hydrant is on the ground, and we're just kicking that knee out to the side. And if you want to use a band for a little bit more resistance, you can do that. But that side glute piriformis, glute medius on that one. Weighted seated hip swivel, okay? This is a really good one for mobility and for hip strength. Is I'm in this 90-90 position with the top of my knee to the bottom of one foot, and then I'm holding that weight. I'm trying to keep the weight in exactly the same spot. Don't let the weight move, and hold it up for all those reps. And that's pretty tough, okay? The last one is AT raise. Feel free to use the AT raise machine that's over in the corner there, or you can just lean against the wall and do 3 sets of 20, just like that, okay? So those are our lower extremity, hip and spine extra credit exercises at your discretion whether you do those or not. But good luck on the benchmarks, and we'll see you for more lifting tomorrow.